Hello to tours across the land, and today I'm going to be sharing with you everything we know so far about the Epcot renovations, including what we can look forward to seeing later this year and into 2022. Firstly, a brief history of Epcot. It was the second of the 4 parks to be built at Walt Disney World Resort in Florida, opening in 1982. It was inspired by Walt Disney's idea of an experimental prototype community of tomorrow, hence the name Epcot. Epcot is dedicated to the celebration of human achievement, namely technological innovation and international culture. Moving on to a bit more recently, in 2019 at the D23 Expo, Disney released information on a load of different projects they had planned for Epcot, and these weren't just little projects neither. Many of them were large-scale projects that when completed would completely transform the park. Then everybody knows what happens next. 2020 came along, and due to coronavirus some projects were scaled back and some even eliminated completely. But not to worry, there's still going to be huge changes to Epcot. Firstly, and possibly the biggest change to Epcot, is that it would be reimagined into 4 neighbourhoods instead of the current 2. The 4 neighbourhoods will be named World Showcase, and Future World will be split into 3, World Discovery, World Celebration and World Nature. World Showcase will be more or less the same, continuing to celebrate culture, cuisine, architecture and traditions, but all infused with new magic. One thing that seems to be on track, that was already well into development when the parks closed in March last year, is Harmonious, the new nighttime show located on the World Showcase Lagoon. The show will celebrate how Disney music inspires people worldwide and will include large-scale floats, LED panels, fountains, lights, fireworks and lasers. When displays are allowed to go ahead, this could be one of the first things we see open. In fact, just this week the 6-story tall circular barge was rolled out onto the lagoon. Another thing we can look forward to for later this year is the new French restaurant La Creperie de Paris, which will feature sweet and savoury crepes and have both a quick service and a table service option available. The restaurant will be located in the French Pavilion of World Showcase. This brings me on to next door attraction, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, a 4D ride similar to the Ratatouille ride at Walt Disney Studios in Disneyland Paris. Back in March last year, the ride was likely just weeks away from being given an open date when the parks closed. But now that things are back to a bit more normality, we can expect to see this ride open in spring this year. Moving over to the China Pavilion, we can expect to see the new show Wondrous China, a 360-degree film opening in late spring to early summer this year. Unfortunately, some of the plans that were in place for Epcot have been knocked back by COVID, such as the Mary Poppins area and the UK Pavilion of World Showcase, that Disney seemed to have shelved for the time being. It is however likely that these plans will come to life, just not anytime soon. The area included an interactive ride based on the much-loved Mary Poppins. Moving away from World Showcase and onto World Celebration, this new area will be home to the park's famous Spaceship Earth and will offer experiences that connect us to one another in the world. One of the big changes here is the new park entrance, which will have lots more greenery, winding pathways and a reimagined fountain. Along with this, in time for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World in October, Spaceship Earth will receive new lighting and projections that will be a permanent new feature to the park. There was also plans announced for a new pavilion to be coming to the World Celebration section of Epcot, in the form of a spaceship-shaped multi-tiered structure that would serve as a home base for the park's festivals. According to Disney, the structure would provide a stunning view of World Showcase and an ideal spot to view the park's nighttime spectacular. Disney, however, has started moving away from the term pavilion in the last 6 months and referred to it instead as an area. Since construction is yet to be started, this could mean that the festival base will look completely different to the concept art. And in terms of the renovation of the Spaceship Earth ride that was planned to start in May 2020, the whole thing has been put on hold. But while refurbishment may not be happening now, we can expect some sort of upgrade, however it may not be for a number of years. Moving on to World Nature, Disney describes this new area as dedicated to the understanding and preserving the beauty, awe and balance of the natural world. This section includes the Land Pavilion, which houses Living with the Land, Soarin' and the new Awesome Planet movie, and the Seas with Nemo and Friends Pavilion. The majority of these projects seem to be on track. On your screen now is Disney's first ever experience based on their hit movie Moana that will let guests interact with living water in a beautiful and inspiring setting. This is one of the projects that we are confident will be completed due to it still appearing in Disney press conferences. And finally, the last of the 4 neighbourhoods, World Discovery, where stories about science, technology and intergalactic adventure come to life. This section of the park is where Test Track and Mission Space are currently located. Now in 2022 we can expect to see the opening of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, an indoor roller coaster that was announced way back in 2017 that will be located in the old Ellen's Energy Adventure location. Thankfully, although the construction stopped due to COVID last year, it's now back underway. In 2019, along with the name of the ride, it was released that it would be the first ever reverse launch coaster. And next, possibly the most waited for, Space 220, the out-of-this-world experience with the panorama of a space station, including daytime and nighttime views of Earth from 220 miles up. The restaurant will be located next to Mission Space and will be heavily themed to give guests the illusion that we are dining in the stars. The restaurant is expected to open sometime in the spring of this year. The Play Pavilion was another one of those big enhancements that we were worried would be cut off, however it has since appeared on the map for the Festival of the Holidays last year. Featuring an innovative city, this pavilion will host interactive experiences, Disney characters and engaging entertainment. And that's all the news I have on Epcot at the moment, so subscribe for latest updates.